All right, guys. I think I'm live. I'm gonna check all my sounds, but it looks like everything is working. Guys, the Thamesborg has been refloated. I'm so excited. It is like I'm just so happy that it happened right now. They worked hard for it. They were in a crunch time. They had to get it done, and they did. I'm so excited for the Thamesborg crew, for Wagenboor, for the salvage team, the salvage master Dennis Brandt, the Coast Guard, the Botnica, the Silver Copenhagen, the Beverly M, the Nunalik, everybody that was involved. I mean, great job. You guys made it happen. I'm so excited. And I thought I'd come on and do a third test live stream to make sure that everything is working. I changed a few more things, so it should be even better than before. I changed my microphone a little bit as well. Let me get the chat box here, because then I can see your comments. What do you guys think? Are you excited? I want to see some comments coming in, because I'm sure you guys are excited too. It's been 33 days that Thamesborg was aground, so that's quite a long time. Let me see, top chat, and then there's live chat. And let's see if I can get something into the live. Welcome to the live chat. Remember, all right. We'll wait a few minutes. I'm sure there's people dropping in and seeing what's going on. I've posted it on my social media, and as you can see here, the Thamesborg, and you can see here in the AIS, it says underway using engine, and they're doing 2.2 knots. The Coast Guard vessel is right here, the De Grosellier, right there, and then they sent a Zodiac over there, and that was just alongside, and it looks like it's leaving again, but they were alongside. So I'm sure the Coast Guard went on board. Very cool. And then the other ships in the area, we have the Beverly M over here. Then we have the Silver Copenhagen over there. And the Botnica was, I think this is the Botnica. It doesn't show because it's a satellite, but yeah. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Tristan. Exciting, right? I'm so happy for them. I'm so happy for them. Wow, they worked hard. Actually, they were lucky because the wind did not turn out to be 30 knots today. It is around 20, so that has also helped the situation. And the gale is that was forecasted is going to be a lot less. So it will be about 20 knots of wind today and also tomorrow. So yeah. Underway using engine. Oh my god. Oh, look, they updated their draft to 7.3. I just noticed. I need to write that down. So it went from 9.6, which is actually not even possible because the maximum draft of the Thamesborg is 9.3, but it was set to 9.6. But that was wrong because it's not even possible. But then now the draft is 7.3 meters. So we can actually do a calculation how much they took out. If the, let's go with the 9.3, and so they took out 2 meters. So 2 meters, that's an easy calculation. It says, Sunny, he can hear me loud and clear. All right, well, I tried a whole bunch of things. I amped it all up a little bit, and I changed my microphone as well, so it should be better. I'm glad it's better. So the Thamesborg, if I remember correctly, the ton per centimeter, the TPC, I think it was 23.5 ton per centimeter. So I'm gonna double check that before we go. And CBC News also wants me to do an interview. That will be later. Very exciting. I'm gonna mute this for now because my phone is blowing up. Everybody is Everyone's like, oh my god, it happened. Very cool. Actually, let me go to the Thamesborg. See if I can find that. Thamesborg. I had it this morning. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so we're gonna do a calculation how much they actually took out before they finally refloated. So we can download the brochure, and in the bottom of the brochure it actually says the TPC right over here. So that means ton per centimeter in summer sea water. That means for every 34 tons that you take out, the ship goes up 1 centimeter. So if they went up 200 centimeters times 34.2, I got my calculator. It's easier. I can do it, but I have a bit of a headache, to be honest, from all the excitement. Times 32. Did I say 32.2? No, 34 point. Excuse me. 34.2. All right. So they took out 6,840 tons total before they were able to refloat the Thamesborg. There you go. So the Nuna Lake already took 4,000, and then they took another almost 3,000 on the Silver Copenhagen. And that was right on the limit, because the Silver Copenhagen can only take about 3,500. So the Silver Copenhagen is also almost completely loaded and full. We can actually maybe check the draft of the Silver Copenhagen, what that is. The Silver Copenhagen. There we go. Let's see what it says. All right, I got the chat going here. That's working. Silver Copenhagen. And then their draft is 4.2. It's not very much, is it? 4.2. I didn't check what it was before, but yeah, interesting. Let me see. For those that are just joining, the yeah, good news. I'm sure everybody's excited that this is happening. I need to check something. While I'm on this live stream, I'm gonna test something that I did not yesterday, because apparently you can set something up under live. You can change settings there. Let me see. 29 live viewers. Oh, that's cool. Guys, where are you all from? Leave in the comments. I would love to know where you guys are all from, tuning in to see that the Thamesborg has been refloated. Let me show you. Click on it. That's the better news. Nope, that's not that one. This one. Yeah, Thamesborg. Ah, they changed course again, and now they're speeding up. So the Coast Guard was on board. They did a quick check, and then they turned to a northeasterly course, and they're doing 6.3 knots right now. Their navigational status is underway using engine. So let me see here. I'm gonna check something real quick, and I'll get back to you guys. Because I think I can change something here. Shorts. I don't see it here. Settings? Channel? No, I don't see it here. 1 second. Uno momento. No, I don't see it. I was looking for something. Nope, not there. All right, no worries. All right, let's see. Tallinn, Estonia. Oh, well, you guys maybe have a connection with the Botnica. Let's see. Duisburg, NL. Hans. Hey, in Duisburg. Nice. Vancouver. Yes, I love it. Good news for the crew at the Thamesborg. Yes, very exciting. And a stevedore from Trois-Rivières, Quebec, Canada. Trois-Rivières. Beautiful over there. I was on the Vancouverborg, a similar cargo ship than the Thamesborg, but without cranes. And we went all the way over the St. Lawrence and over all the Canadian Great Lakes and then all the way to Duluth. And we passed through Trois-Rivières on the way there and on the way back. Beautiful. Watching from County Armagh, Northern Ireland, Belfast, Harland and Wolf Shipyard has an empty dry dock at the moment. All right, another good tip. I've gotten some tips from where they could go because there's quite a few shipyards that I was not aware of because, you know, I'm not local. But I'm getting some really good tips from a lot of subscribers. Belfast. Oh no, Harland and Wolf Shipyard. Dock. Cool. Thank you, Danny, for telling me about that. I'm gonna definitely have a look at it because, yeah, where is she going next? I'm also curious to see if she's gonna leave the scene in the next couple of hours, and they're not going to do a repair at all. Maybe they're just gonna say, well, it all looks good. Let's go. No repair needed. I don't know. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Let me see. Brian from Wilno, Ontario, Canada. Thanks for your awesome coverage of this event. You're welcome, Brian. It's actually really fun. And it's great to also connect with all of you guys. I did a live stream yesterday that went very well. And yeah, it was very exciting. And I'm glad to see that there's more people again coming on here today. I'm trying to improve these live streams because I want to do more. And I changed the audio, so that should be better. And I also changed the video, that should also be better. But you guys let me know, is my webcam, that's mostly what I'm looking for, is my webcam okay when I'm moving around, or is it lagging, or is it you know, blocky, you know, like with little squares or something, or is the quality okay? Because, you know, I would like to have the best quality, and if I have to upgrade with another webcam, then I will do that as well. But this is already an HD camera, Logitech, very good one. But maybe I'll have to buy a 4K bigger one or something, I don't know. But for now, this is what I got. She's booking it out of there. Hyde says, yeah, I would not be surprised, to be honest. She's already doing 6.3 knots. And I'm really surprised, but I think she could be booking it out of there. I agree. Estonians are now coming back to Tallinn. Yeah, not so fast. I don't think so. They will have to escort the Thamesborg to a port of refuge. And after that, they will probably be released. But until then, yeah, not yet. So, but after that, they will. It's probably going to start its ice breaking season. Well, not quite yet, but as soon as it returns. When does that start? You guys might know this better. I've been through the ice in the Baltic a couple of times, but I don't remember when the ice was starting to set in. I was there with Christmas one time. That's already deep winter. So when does the ice start in the Baltic that you need icebreakers, guys? I'm sure somebody knows. Everything is perfect. Yeah, maybe not quite perfect, but I expect she will probably not do full speed, probably about 10 knots. And to get into the St. John's area will take 10 days at 10 knots. So it's 2,200 miles to get there. I'm not saying she's going to St. John. She might go you know, she has her destination set to Bay Como. Maybe she's going there first, and if everything goes well, drop off her cargo and then go to a repair facility. I mean, there's only so much that we really know, but we try to investigate, and you guys are helping, and I appreciate that. You guys have lots of good ideas and intel and questions, so everything looks good and sounds good. Awesome, Brian, thank you. Awesome. Yeah, it's important, you know. I don't want crappy video and crappy audio. That's not how I roll. Hello, everybody. Everything was fine and everything is fine. Okay, you do a great job. Thank you, Puck the bear. Puck the bear. I wonder. I wonder. I'll keep it at that. But let's see. Anything else that we can see? I think not. Chance AIS. Yeah, Mathieu, I think you're right. I don't think they have changed the destination yet, but they have been busy updating all the other things. Now I see the draft is 9.6 again. That's kind of weird. Maybe the AIS also needs to be updated. And let me see. See, now it says 9.6 again, but it showed it for a little bit. It showed 7.3, and then if the maximum draft is 9.3 according to the books, because they had in the AIS 9.6, and that's never possible because you can see their maximum draft, yeah, it's 9.4, but that's summer draft, and they're in a winter area, so that's they can never do 9.6. That would be over their mark. So a ship has a plimsoll mark, and that's basically a line, a couple of lines that are in the middle of the ship. And if they go underwater, then you're overloaded. And with 9.6, you're way past the plimsoll mark. So, but we'll go with 9.3. And then we saw quickly they added in there 7.3. And that means that they took out 6,840 tons. So now, but it's funny that they have changed that back again to 9.6 because it's not even possible. It's just strange. A little puzzling, isn't it? I wonder who's pushing those buttons there on the on the AIS. When we would, so as soon as we would dock anywhere, you have an arrival checklist. And one of the things on the arrival checklist is to also change the AIS to moored. And then also on cruise ships, you enter in the amount of passengers that you have on board when you leave the port. Because if something happens, then the Coast Guard can see how many passengers are actually on board. This is something that you do not see on the regular AIS. This is something that you do not see on the regular AIS, how many passengers they have on board, but we do input that into the AIS. A little fun fact for you there. Let's see. Will the Canadian Coast Guard ship escort her all the way or have to stay in the north? No, the Canadian Coast Guard ship is not going to escort them. They're going to stay there. That is their territory. They might actually, I've seen photos of the Des Groseilliers, and they have a hangar on board and potentially also a helicopter where they do ice charts with. And now is the time to go up there and make all those ice charts because it's developing, so they will probably stay in the area. But the Botnica is supposed, what we have heard from the statements is that the Botnica will escort the Thamesborg. And I would not be surprised if the Beverly M is also going there. Who's coming closer? The Beverly M is coming closer now by the stern. Their speed is now 8.6 knots. And the Beverly M is coming on the aft right now. Maybe they are transferring people off the ship. Maybe they're thinking like, hey, this is going well. Maybe who would be on board that maybe could be released? Maybe some salvage personnel that was on the Botnica. Maybe they're gonna transfer them from the Beverly to the Botnica. First thing I'm thinking about. Maybe not, but looks like they are very close to the Thamesborg. Oh, they're alongside right now. Yep. Yeah, and so the ship has a pilot ladder where the pilot normally comes on board with or off. And if they're alongside, they're probably going to use that ladder to get some personnel on and off. If you wonder, Buck says, Buck is coming from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. Ah, okay. Looks like Beverly is pacing her. Yep, you're right. Have they attempted to pull her off the reef yet? She is off. Amel Beecher, the Thamesborg is underway using engine. Oh, I should put on my highlighter. Whoops, let's see, highlighter is on. So here you can see the navigational status is underway using engine, and they're doing 8.6 knots. Well, that's the most speed that Thamesborg has done in 33 days. So they're going. They're really going. Morning. So they got her off, eh? Yes, excellent. Yeah, Derek, they got her off. They did an attempt last night. Was it last night? Yes, I went live. No, wait a minute. Let me think here. It's all running together. It's there's so many developments happening, but it was this morning. They yeah. Yes, they will be swapping salvage personnel. Exactly. That's what I was thinking too. And then the crew will be on their own again. So there's still 15 crew and 1 ice pilot on board. And it looks like they are going east, or first north. But if they're going north, that means they're also have to go east. If we zoom out, they will, if we zoom out a little more, they will probably go over here through Ballard Strait, and then here through Lancaster Sound, and then Baffin Bay, and then make their way down to Labrador Sea, and then we'll have to see where they're going. Yeah, we'll have to see. I got some great suggestions, and I will do research on all of them. Some are possible, some are not. So we'll see. Still headed to Baie-Comeau on AIS. That's right. It's still showing Baie-Comeau. Maybe they're still going there. They have said in a statement it will go to a port of refuge, and I would think port of refuge means, yeah, not Baie-Comeau, but it's still in there. It would make more sense. I mean, there are a few dry docks in the St. Lawrence that are past Baie-Comeau. So if you are passing it and you have made it that far already with the ship without any issues, then why not make a quick stop and get it offloaded and then continue further down the St. Lawrence to one of those dry dock facilities over there. It would be very strange to not do that, but you know, maybe they're leaving us in the dark too. They'll say they go to a port of refuge instead of saying they'll first deliver the cargo. You know, maybe they don't want us to know. I don't know. It makes more sense to drop it off first. Yeah, exactly, Derek. If they go to Les Machins, and I looked that up, the Les Machins, I have some notes. Maybe I think if I'll let you guys see this right now, because shipyards. Huh? What is this? That's not the right one. Well, this one then, I guess. So, no. Hold on. I got this information in my file. Thamesborg updates. Now you guys are looking in my computer. Hold on. Look at all these updates, guys. Oh, you guys cannot see that. Hold on, it's like this. Look at all these updates. It's been going on like forever. And that's not even all of it. This is what research looks like of 7 weeks. No, 7 weeks. 7 videos of the Thamesborg. And continuing. So, Derek said, Le Machere dry dock available. So he said there's a dry dock available, and this is the one. I'll show you guys. Carl here, a retired guy from Wisconsin, US. I am terrestrial guy, fully enjoying your channel. All right. Thanks for the coverage of the Thamesborg. You're welcome, Carl, and welcome for being here. I'm glad it's entertaining to you, the maritime world. I mean, there's so many things that people do not know about the maritime industry and actually how cool it is. And I try to open that up and show that to the world. The Botnica is a great example. I would love to go on a ship, and I have some plans. That's all I'll say. Hey, Bella. Yeah, my cat doesn't like that. I'm on a computer. She always walks into my videos. Normally I cut out when she's yelling, but now we're live, so I can't cut that out. Marine services. Hold on, I'll show you the dock. Harbor towing. Where did I see it? Yeah, Bella. Hey. Hello from Switzerland. Wow. All the way from Switzerland, huh? Well, Switzerland, we have good news. The Thamesborg has been refloated, and she's underway using her own engine, and her destination still says Bay Como, where she was supposed to deliver her cargo, but we'll see. She's doing 8.8 knots, man. She is going for it. She's going for it. I think they will probably do 10 knots. I don't think they'll go faster, but who knows. Did you do the CBC TV radio interview? Not yet, but at 6:40 local time for me here in the Netherlands. So that is in about 2 hours from now. Then I will do the interview with CBC, which is actually pretty cool. I was called by a newspaper from, I can't even pronounce that. It was a newspaper, Nunatsiaq. They also called me for a story. I think it's already posted as well. I seen it, but I don't see it now. And today, or no, a couple days ago, CBC also called me, and we're gonna do that interview later today. That'd be nice. And we have good news. I mean, this is actually breaking news, right? After 33 days being stuck on the rock, and she's finally freed. That will be good news for the Canadians that have been following this. And important to know is that the crew is all safe, and also there have not been any fuel leaks or oil spills or anything like that. So no environmental damage. So that's really good. Let's see. There's another question coming up. There ought to be an accident investigation, probably by a Canadian authority and, of course, the insurance company. Yes, oh yeah, absolutely. That has already started. So Port State Control, the Canadian Port State Control, they already came on board. And they are also part of the investigation. But there's also the Transport Canada. I'm sure they have been there as well. And what they will do, they will take the VDR, which is the voice data recorder on the bridge, and they can also look at all the what the settings were on the electronic chart display and on the radars. They can replay all that before what happened during when they ran aground. So they can go back in history and look at the radar, the electronic chart display, and at the VDR, the voice data recorder that is on the bridge, and probably some other things. The logbook of course, too. And then the Coast Guard was on the scene, and they will do their inspection, and they will look for findings, and they will also do hearings. So that has definitely already happened a long time ago, but they have been there to monitor the situation the whole time as well. Let's see. Hello from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Yesterday's show was fine here. Sound, picture, quality, etc. And it is great again today. Appreciate your insight. Thank you, Barry. Yeah, I'm trying to make it the best I can with what I have right now. But if I have to upgrade some equipment, I will do that because it needs to be quality. You know, I don't like when it's crappy. So, but I'm glad it's doing well. I think speed is necessary to get through before the ice closes the Arctic. Yes, so there was already ice. I've seen a photo. I'll have a look if I can pull it up because I have it somewhere. Let me see if it's Thamesborg. I don't see it here. But I've seen a photo, and maybe it was in my update. Yeah, here it is. All right, guys, this is the one. So you can see what the situation is there right now. Oh, that was 2 days ago. Okay, so you can see that there was already ice forming, but this is, you know, maybe 5 centimeters maximum, maybe 10, but they do not show this in the ice charts yet, because if it's less than 15 centimeters thick, it will not show on the ice charts. And that is exactly what this ice is. It is not thicker than 15 centimeters. So that this is easy for them to go through. They have, if you have a 1A ice class, that is the second highest grade that you can have for ice class. The first one is 1A super, and that means that you can go through ice, thick ice, without an icebreaker. This you can also go through thick ice without an icebreaker, but it will be harder. But they have reinforced bow and stern, and there's also an ice belt, and the ice belt is basically where the water line is, and then probably about a meter thick where it is reinforced, because by the water line that's where the ice is. And then they also have a reinforced rudder and propeller, and the engines are extra powerful. So all that together makes the ice class 1A. Yeah, but speed is necessary to get through before the ice closes the Arctic. Yes, Felix, you know, the sooner they can get out of there, the better. But the good thing is they have the icebreaker Botnica right in their wake, and she can always forge a path and make sure that they get out. It's still looking pretty good with the ice. Once they go through Ballard Strait and into Lancaster Sound, it's still pretty open there. So I'm not too worried about it at all. They will get out. Great news, says Douglas. Yes, everybody happy that the Thamesborg is on its way. Oh, there will be one heck of an investigation, Derek says. Yeah. Yep. I actually, I feel bad for the officers involved and everybody because this is not something you want on your record. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's Just Cool says worked on ships 1976 to 2018, 34 different vessels. Wow. Offshore, cargo ships, ferries, 34 vessels in all, 54 countries, 7 states in the US. That is amazing. That is just cool. That's that's really cool. It's really neat. I have also been lucky that I've been on various different ships, not just cruise ships. I started off also with first container ships in my apprenticeship, and then I did ferries, and then I did some cargo, and then semi-submersible and cruise ships. So it's really cool if you have a wide range of different ships because then you know a little bit from all of them, about how these operations work on those kind of ships. So yeah, all right. Let me go back to what's going on here. The Thamesborg, as you can see, underway using engine, doing 8.8 knots, guys. Now the draft has changed earlier, real quick. We were observant and we saw it. I wonder what happened, because it would make sense. It would be 7.3 because they have taken out 4,000 ton first, and then some more today. That would total up to the 6,840 that we calculated. So that's interesting. From Trinidad and Tobago. Cool. Welcome. I bet they won't find anything since it was their own crappy charts at fault. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they were not updated, or I mean, like I said in one of my first videos, I wouldn't go that close to the land. I would have charted something a little bit further west where the depths were 200 and 250 and even 300 meters. Why go so close to those areas? I don't know. 1A is great for ice, not so great for shoals. Yeah. Well, so I was thinking about this, Derek. So it has extra steel plating, but only in certain areas, and the ice really doesn't come underneath the ship, because if the draft is 8 or 9 meters, then it doesn't really get there. So I was wondering if the bottom of the ship is also reinforced, but what I understand is that it's mostly the bow, the stern, and the ice belt, and not so much the bottom. But yeah, I could be wrong. But yeah, a shoal with 14 knots, that's full speed aground. That's I wonder how that's like on the ship if you reduce your speed that quickly, and then the engines are still going too, and yeah, I reminds me of my travel with a Russian icebreaker to Svalbard in '92. Wow. Did you travel on the Russian icebreaker, Felix, or were you escorted by the Russian icebreaker? Because I've been escorted by a Russian icebreaker also before. They're huge. They're absolutely huge. We were stuck. We were going for days through the ice, but then our speed, every hour it would decrease by half a knot, and it would be 4, and then 3.5, and then 3, and then 2.5, and then 2, until we were stopped. And then, yeah, that was it. And then we had to call an icebreaker, and then they came and they did a full circle around us, and then they went ahead of us, and then we followed in their wake. That was pretty cool. Just Cool says, yes, sir, miss the sea. Yeah, I miss the sea too. I'm trying to get back on ships a little bit more often, and maybe I found a way. So we'll see. All engine room, very cool. We need those engineers to keep that ship going. It will be a bit dirty down the east coast of Baffin Island and the Labrador coast, gale season. Yeah. Will it become the Thamesborg shoal? Yeah, Mark says that. I have, you can go in Google Maps and you can put flags and marks, and yeah, you could put one there. You can put a flag. You can flag it as the Thamesborg shoal. Someone fell asleep and forgot to change course. No, they just charted right over it and they thought it was okay. It was so they changed course in the icebreaker channel, and then they changed course straight to this shoal, and there was no other course changes, there was no other traffic, and they were going already for I think a day on that course. So once they changed course from that waypoint, they were already doomed. They were already going right over it. So once the icebreaker, hold on, Felix B, he was on the icebreaker, but supported by a second. Very cool. Man, those icebreakers are something else. Derek says they will have to adjust speed to limit water ingress. Yeah, bow area would be like slamming on the brakes in a car at 100 kph. Yeah. I think they'll probably do 10 knots. It will probably be a lot of drag too, if there's, because I can imagine that the steel is pretty bent, and it's probably dragging, through the water and slowing it down also, and you don't want to have more damage either going full speed. So they'll probably, maybe this is their test speed, the 8.8 knots, because they have been on this for a little bit now. Maybe they're gonna do 9 knots. There you go. Captain Dranitsin and Taimir. Interesting. So even icebreakers sometimes need support. Oh, that's what you mean. Okay. So you were on the icebreaker, but you also need an icebreaker to get out. Yeah. Well, I know that icebreakers sometimes have huge tanks that they can pump water from one side to another really fast, so that they can go from port to starboard and wiggle a little bit. And once they wiggled enough, that can free the ice and they can continue as well. That's what I've heard. They called flume tanks, I believe. Nicolette, Quebec. Michael says Nicolette, Quebec. Derek says guaranteed. Thamesborg shoal. I love a way to become famous. Yeah. Oh boy. I'm not going to put that flag on the Google Maps. Somebody else can do it. With all the horrible news in the world, finally some good news. Yes, Amo. It's really cool. I'm happy for them. They did a great job. They must be so relieved, like everybody involved. All right, we're on a move here. The whole convoy is moving in one direction. Look at it, they're all going at 9 knots. Everybody's going. Now, you see double echoes here, like this and this. So this is a satellite position, and this is an AIS from a receiver somewhere on the shore. So that is why you see the double positions. So this is probably the Botnica, or no, the Beverly M. And the Zodiac, damn, they're going 15 knots. There. And this is the Silver Copenhagen following, and the Beverly M. And then here, oh, the Beverly M is here, okay. All right, so where's the Botnica? Let's see where the Botnica is. It's a whole convoy making their way out, and they're all going northeast, as planned. Going west would be silly. I mean, the closest port west would be Vancouver. That's and I calculated yesterday was 4,400 miles, which is double the distance as going to St. John's. So, yeah, I mean, closest port where they could do a potential repair. So that's not happening. Man, look at them go. Where are they going? Where are they going? Botnica is leading the way. No? Which one is the Botnica? Hold on. Oh, here. No, she's all the way behind. She's over there. All right. Silver Copenhagen, Beverly M, Thamesborg, and Day goes Elje. Aha. 15 knots. The Coast Guard is leading the way, and the Botnica is closing the convoy in all the way in the back. Interesting. Her coefficient of friction will be a bit high. Timir is a nuke breaker. Yeah. Yeah. Very possible. Derek, yes, she's a small nuclear one. That's crazy. Are those the big red ones? The big red icebreakers, the Russian icebreakers? Because that's what I remember. They were huge and they were red. They will be all tucked up Botnika's bum when they get to the ice. Derek, you're funny, man. Yes, they will. Yeah, they will. We looked at ice charts yesterday on the live stream as well. Looks like Botnica hasn't refreshed in a week. Oh yeah, that's true too. That's actually yesterday. I had a different signal, and you could see exactly where she was, and she was pulling also. She was moving, but I don't know. You know, it's AIS, it's data from online, and it changes. Like I said earlier, we saw, and I took a screenshot of it, that the Thamesborg had, wow, they're doing 10 knots now. That's probably the max they'll do, but damn, they're in a hurry. They're getting the hell out of there. Their draft showed for a little bit 7.3 meters earlier, but now it says 9.6. And like I said, 9.6 is not even possible. Then you're over your Plimsoll mark because their max is 9.4. So whoever puts that in, shame on you. What kind of draft is that? Yeah, I think so too. The big red ones are the Russian ones. On an A1 class ship, what would be the minimum of thickness of the steel hull? Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I could not find any information on that. But yeah, it's a good question. I think normally the steel is about, actually not as thick as you would believe. You would think it's maybe like a centimeter or 1.5 centimeter, but it's not like that. It's maybe only like, yeah, like, let me think here. I want to give you some good numbers and not just, no, the red are the big ones. There are several. Timir is beige. Okay. Well, I remember the big red ones that were coming alongside. Their name was all, I couldn't read it, so it was something Russian. Has Mark landed a chopper on a ship? That's a good question. And I have, but there's a caveat. So, of course, I've always wanted to land a helicopter on a ship. And I have never been able to do it in real, but there are simulators, helicopter simulators, that are so real that every hour that you fly in that simulator, because it is exactly how it is in real life, you can log that 1 hour of flight time in the simulator as 1 hour in your logbook of actual flight time. It's that realistic. And in those simulators, I have flown one helicopter, which was a VIP Airbus helicopter H145 twin engine helicopter. I landed it on a super yacht, Dilbar, that was that was programmed in, and we had some wind, so I landed it on the aft deck of the Dilbar. But the Dilbar is so big, that ship is so big, it's a super yacht. It also has a heli platform on the bow. So once I landed on the stern, I took off again and I landed it on the bow. And it was challenging because it is very, very, very small. It's very small. So that was cool. And then another time, I was in a Super Puma, which is also a helicopter that goes offshore. It's a very, very big helicopter in a similar simulator that is real. And I landed that on a aircraft carrier in Vancouver. It was in that scenery in Vancouver, and it was an aircraft carrier. So and it was hard. Both times we had wind, the ships were moving, and but I have some video of that, so there will be some time I will share that video of that landing on the super yacht, because I might, it will probably happen that I will talk about super yachts that are in the news, and they will probably also have a helipad, and then I'll pop in that video from that flight. So that's a long answer, but. So have I landed on a ship? Kinda. Kinda. Just tune in from Juneau, Alaska. Oh, I love Juneau. Hey, Aaron. The Thamesborg is refloated and they're making their way out. They're doing 10 knots. Would need to have a set of class rules to figure that one out. Just liked and subscribed. All right. Thank you and welcome on board the ship channel. Yeah, it's pretty sick to land helicopters on yachts. Maybe one day I'll do it for real. I have some ideas where this could actually happen, because I want to maybe go on like an icebreaker, do like a ship tour for all of you guys, and then once I do the ship tour and there's a helicopter on board, I will probably also go take a flight in the helicopter, and then. They'll probably let me land it too. So it's gonna happen at some point. That would be cool. Landing on an icebreaker. That'd be really cool. Dirk Rietveld. That sounds very Dutch. But he is from Redmond, Oregon, and he's a former hull sailor. No way. Me too. 1960 to 1965. I'm now 82. No way. Were you maybe on the, let's see, that time frame, is that SS Rotterdam or something like that? From the Hull America line? Hull, so guys, Hull, HAL, stands for Holland America line. After such a sudden stop, all ship systems will need inspection, electrical, piping, machinery mounts, shaft and pump alignment, tanks and pressure vessels. Everything could shift and crack. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure they checked that. They had enough time to check 33 days and maybe even make some repairs too. What is the flag above, Mark? Where are you from? Where are you based? We would like you in Canada full time, eh? Yeah, me too. I almost lived in Canada full time because I got my commercial helicopter license in Toronto and I flew in Ontario, but I also flew a lot in the Rocky Mountains. Because obviously, it's a good area for helicopters because there's not a lot of roads. We flew in Alberta, and that was beautiful there. I have so many cool stories about Canada and flying helicopters, but this is a ship channel, so we're gonna stick to ships for now. Let's see. So the flag is Dutch. So I'm from the Netherlands. So that's where I'm from. But I've dated. So when I was working on cruise ships, there was this dancer lady on board the ship. And I started dating her. And that's how I ended up in Toronto. and that's why I did my commercial helicopter license in Toronto, because she was from Toronto, and but she was a dancer, and she also played in Mamma Mia when we were in Toronto, and she did The Lion King, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, watch the helicopters working off the tuna boats in Panama. Ooh, hey, that's a good one. I'm gonna write that down because I'm trying to puzzle together what ships use helicopters, but tuna boat, I have not thought about that. Tuna boat and helicopters. I think I've seen that though, because they need to go high to see the tuna going. Don't they have like these, on these tuna boats, they have these long poles on the bow, and somebody hangs over there with a spear, and then when they go over the tuna, they stick him. I think I've seen that. And they have a huge mast on the boat in the middle. I saw them in Sardinia, I believe, somewhere. It's crazy. Tuna boat and helicopters. All right, I'm gonna write that down. This is a good question. Will the Thamesborg have plenty of fuel left, or were they refueled while stuck? It's not a rookie question, because I've been thinking about this, because obviously they already had a long trip from China to here, and then they were stuck for 33 days, and they would still use some fuel to keep things running, not the main engine. Well, depending on the situation, but probably not. But they will have a diesel generator running for power and stuff. They would be in port operations, so the main engine would be off. But they could have gotten fuel possibly from the Botnica, or maybe the Nuna Lake brought it in. So it's very possible that they did some refueling. But how would that work, actually? Maybe not. I don't think they would. I don't know. Especially with HFO fuel, it's not that easy to transfer, because it needs to be warm, or actually hot, to transfer it. So, yeah, I don't know. But it's possible that they got a refuel. That would not be strange. Let's see. Somebody says, I made 7 trips to and from the West Coast. Nice. Yes. Mark, you may be interested in YouTube channel Matt from 103. He's a SAR pilot out of Newfoundland, and they have a new video of a rescue from a cargo ship at night. Yes, Philip, thank you so much for letting me know. There have been quite a few people that have told me about Matt, because there is, of course, the overlap. He flies to ships and all kinds of things. He does Coast Guard work. So that is. I checked out a couple of videos from him. I was interested in one of the cruise ship ones where they took somebody off a cruise ship. That was really cool. Lured by the Canadian. Yes, well, she was cute. She was nice. Yeah. Let's see. John C. also need to service the laundry, because I guarantee there wasn't a clean pair of underwear after that impact. Yeah, man. I mean, I was thinking like, okay, if I would have been on the bridge and I was on watch, oh man, I would be like, what happened? What is happening? Yes, and then the captain comes on the bridge and says, "What's going on?" It's like, "Yeah, I don't know. Our speed is 0." Oh my God, that would be terrible. Oh no, the captain would come on the bridge in his underwear too, because I've had it happening once. That a captain, something happened on the bridge. I was on watch. There's a whole other story. I'm not going to tell this now because stories, plenty of stories. But he came running on the bridge with his underwear on. That's for another time. Had a quick look, but no info on shell scanned links. You would definitely need a set of class rules than there are half of a dozen ice classes. I assume she uses, yes, she uses the Swedish-Finnish ice class. That is correct, Derek. They wouldn't add weight when they are trying to refloat. Also true. Also true. But they were most, yeah, it's true. So the fuel tanks, I'll show you, the fuel tanks on the Thamesborg are in the middle of the ship. And I first thought that's kind of weird, but then on the other hand, so the fuel tanks are right over here. So from the top view, you see it says fuel and fuel. So you have the forward cargo hold and the aft cargo hold, and the fuel is over here. They will also have, so they can pump it then back into the engine room over here, and they will have a day tank. So a day tank is the fuel that is actually going to the engine, which is a smaller tank, which can, it's called a day tank because it can take about 1 day of fuel. Yeah, so if they would add more fuel in there in the middle of the ship, that is definitely not helping if you are trying to refloat the ship. So maybe they'll get some fuel later on. Who knows? Maybe they still had enough. I mean, the ship doesn't really consume much fuel if you are not underway. So and they always have a bit of spare as well. So they might have been okay. And there's also different kinds of fuels. So the diesel generator to keep the lights on, that is probably MDO, which is a marine diesel oil. And that is different than the fuel that goes into the main engines. So if you look at the fuel, let's see if we can find it. Is it in here? No, this is the stowage plan, so it would not be in here. Let's see if we can find the fuel. Here is a classification that we the A1 strengthened for heavy cargoes. Any hold may be empty. Container cargoes in all holds. Yeah, all right. Let's see. Ice class 1A. Holds and hatches. Tank capacities. Okay, so they have HFO, that's for the main engine, heavy fuel oil, and MGO is marine gas oil, 218 tons and 1224. I could do a calculation, but I don't really feel like it now. I have to actually get ready. I have to go eat something and then do the interview with the CBC News. So I'm about to jump off here. Let's see what the status is here. Man, they are going in convoy. This is actually pretty cool. They're heading out. I'm going to take a screenshot. That's the key. All right. That is a great channel. Flying cormorants. Yeah, man, those cormorants are huge. I mean, wow. It's when the helicopters get bigger, they also become easier to fly, because when they are smaller, they are very nimble. You have to be very precise. So the small Robinson R22s, the two-seater ones, that's what I learned to fly. And if you can fly those, you can fly anything, because the bigger they get, they are just easier to fly, because it all takes a little bit more time than the small ones. That was my question. HFO, they don't need it. Could use cleaner fuel. Do you know how much of what kinds of fuel they have? Yeah, Aaron, I just went over that, how much fuel they have and for what. Rosalind from BC. Welcome, Steve. Welcome to the channel. Do merchant ships have collision alarms? Do you mean that if two ships are on a ram course that they will be notified? If so, then yes. But only if you set it like that. Your radar, if you have not plotted a ship, so you have your radar, you see all the ships, then you plot the ships that you think could be a problem, and then if you click on them, it will start gathering information, what speed and direction you're going, and it will then tell you if there's a possibility for a collision or not. And but if you did not click on it and it's not gathering that information, it will not tell you. So you have to keep an eye on it yourself. There are other alarms you can set up. You can set up so many alarms that it becomes overwhelming. So you want to have the least amount of alarms set and just pay attention to what's going on. Mostly by looking outside, but also with the equipment that you have, and only use those or plot those ships that are really going to be of interest. So they have collision alarms, but you cannot trust on or wait on a collision alarm to go off and then have a look. That is not very good seamanship. So have they got her off the shoal and on her tow? Well, see, they are off the shoal. They're underway using engine doing 10 knots, but they are not under tow. They're going under their own power with their own engines. You would learn all kinds of new colorful Ukrainian words from the master, I can assure you. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Can you imagine? Oh, that'd be so terrible. Oh. But, I have planned a lot of routes for a lot of ships everywhere. And once that was done, I would go over it with the captain. Then we still had charts. We also had electronic chart displays. We had both. But we would first go through all the charts, all of them, and then check out all of them, all the routes, all the tracks, everything, waypoints, everything. And then it would be put in the electronic chart display. And then the officer of the watch would also check his route when he comes on watch to see what's happening. And we would also do bridge resource management before departure of every port. So we would go over the route that we're going to take. And on a cruise ship, you go in and out of port almost every day. So every day before departure, the entire deck department comes together. And then we look at all the planning until the next port. And we do that every day. I mean, that's just good seamanship, if you ask me. But say goodbye to the bow thrusters. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I'm sure they have a bow thruster. I have not really. Yeah, they do. They have a bow thruster. A ship this size, you don't want to have a tugboat all the time because tugs are expensive. I've done a calculation, and I'll do that with you guys sometime, but tugboats are expensive. And that's why having a bow thruster can be very helpful. Congrats, gents. Yeah. Congrats to the entire salvage team and Wagenborg and everybody getting it out of there. They're on their way. Modern ships have a black box. Yep, they do. They pulled the full crew off the cargo ship that went aground on the west coast of the Netherlands onto one cormorant. Wow. Matt said it didn't smell too good. Off the west coast of NL, Newfoundland, I guess. No, wait, the west coast, east coast, west coast of... Huh. Yeah, the cormorant is a beast, man. I mean, that he can take a whole... was she EGDIS equipped? Yes, Derek, she was EGDIS equipped. I have looked up some videos that I could find from the Thamesborg, and I've seen the EGDIS installed. And I tried to also see if there was charts on the chart table, but from what I've seen is that there was no charts on the chart table. So I think it was full EGDIS and no charts. But yeah, exactly. Proximity and depth alarms. Yeah, if you put a route in the EGDIS, then you can have the EGDIS check the route for water depth, proximity, and those kind of things. That should have also raised an alarm. totally. Classic question, who's the most important person on board? Master or chief engineer? Oh my god, it's my wife. Hold on. I'm going to... yeah, I think I need to go, guys. I need to eat. My wife has called me 3 times. And I'm getting out of here. But it was nice to have this chat again, and happy that the Thamesborg is on its way. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. What's going to happen? But it looks like no repair, just straight out and off to a port. One bulk carrier I worked on had a steam generator, 3 diesel generators. Steam generator with steam. Wow. Yeah, Derek. Derek is a rock star. Yeah, Newfoundland. Corner Brook. Master, chief, can't navigate. Yeah. Derek, you're a rock star. I'm gonna write down Derek. Green. Ron says that the wife wants to talk about the Toronto dancer. It's like, thank you for the live stream. Thank you. Yes, thank you guys. I'm heading out. You guys are funny. Okay, says most important just called. Yes, and she has called 3 times. I don't know what's her hurry. I told her, I said I might not pick up. I'm in an interview, but I'm not an interview. This was also an impromptu live stream. I didn't plan on it. I was like, oh, let's try it again. It worked well. So, guys, thank you so much. Wait a minute. Actually, before I go, I need to check one thing, because I would like this live chat to be still available for other people that are going to watch this video once it is published. Because after you go live, this is being published. I didn't know that. But then all the comments that we just did, or all the comments that you guys made, are not visible. So there is a setting that I can go to, and then I can change it that the live chat will be visible to everybody else when they are watching this video when it is published. So I have never done that before, but they said if you go to settings, you can do that somewhere. Let me have a quick look-see. Let me see if I can find it, because that would be really cool. Stream language, title and description, caption, certificate, no, education, comments on, moderation, basic, comments on, sort by top. Yeah, I don't see it here. You know, it's a shame that all these beautiful comments are gone if I hit publish, and it would be cool for the other people to see as well. But maybe customization. Let's see. Live chat. Wait a minute. Here we go. Live chat. Live chat replay. Yes, it's on. Who can send messages? Anyone. Live reactions. Yes. So it is on. So it should do it. Live chat replay. Live chat replay shows the original messages sent anytime that someone watches the video recording of your live stream. Okay, well, it's on. So who can send messages? Anyone. Yep, it's on. So I guess it's working already. Let's see. Oh, nice. Yesterday comments are visible. Okay. Well, was it from the live chat, Nina? Because I saw comments underneath the video, but those are comments that were added when the video was published. And but the live chat comments, I did not see them. But maybe I need to look again, because that is the difference. There's 2 kinds of comments. The live chat from right now, but once it is published, there will be comments underneath that people can add to. I saw those. Thanks voor de update en eet smakelijk. Ja, dankjewel. Yep. Okay, one more last update. You have to open the live chat. It says open panel. Ah, you have to open the live chat. Okay, how do I do that? Let me see if I can go to the actual live chat, to the live video. Let's see, can I see that? Can I see my own? Let's see, let me check this. Live channel. It's all new to me, guys, but we're gonna do more. 65 people are watching. Wow. Let me see if I can go to the actual. Okay, wait, I see myself. It's kind of weird. I hope there's no echo. Managing moderators can support your channel in even more ways. No, I don't want to know about this. Okay, I see. Oh my God, there's a lot of comments. Holy. Okay, so I'm in. What's it? Nina. So, wait, what does she say? She says, for yesterday's video, and thank you for your updates. Oh my God. Only 17 have it, like, slackers. Yeah, hit that like button. Okay, and I'm gonna do more of these. So if you're interested in shipping news and shipping topics, then hit like and subscribe also. That would be awesome. Let me see, can I change something here? Reactions, timestamps. I really want you guys to see the live chat. Yeah, man, such a bummer if it doesn't. Community moderation. Let's see what this is. YouTube. Channel. Whoops, something else popping up. Control comments, messages in your live chat, post in your community. I think it is on. I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, guys, it was a pleasure. I'm gonna head out, eat something, and talk to CBC. And then we'll see each other again soon. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. If I would be doing this by myself and nobody watching, that would be sad. So I'm glad some people care. So goodbye for now.